Warm welcome on the yoga mat with me, Ria. Today it's just yoga, a yoga class as I would teach it in a regular fitness gym yoga studio. The theme today will be flowing like water. So let's get started at the top end of the mat. Close your eyes and stand tall. Maybe take your shoulder blades a little bit back and open up your chest, palms facing forward. See if you can inhale deeply through your nose. And slowly exhale. Listening into your body. Is there anything your body is telling you from bottom to the top of the head? From left to right side. And just as water can refresh us, think of a glass of cold water when you're really warm. I hope this class will refresh your body and spirit and mind. Now reach your arms up over your head. Soften your knees, almost like a waterfall. Hinge forward, bending from your hip down, finding the floor with your fingertips. Rounding your back into chair pose, then you stretch out your back, hands to the front. Let's do that one more time. Open up, maybe a small back bend. Stretch your spine, soften your arms like water, fold forward. Rounding your back, finding your way into chair pose. So when you find chair pose, you can stretch your spine a little bit more, arms to the front, but soften the elbows and the shoulders. Let's do that a few more times. You might even do it faster if you like, but not too fast. Fold forward. Rounding into your chair pose. Follow your breath if you like. So maybe forget everything you know about alignment just for a moment. So water is a cleansing thing. So as we move and maybe break a little bit of sweat, you might feel this refreshment in your body, soul, and mind. And let's do this small sequence one more time. And when you come into mountain pose, just take your hands down by your side. Standing there at the top end of the mat, maybe take your hip or your feet a little bit wider than normal, and then sway from side to side. Hands down by the side. Close your eyes and just move. Almost like a slow dance movement from side to side. And if you feel like taking your arms overhead, welcome to incorporate that, but just close your eyes. And maybe picturing a river, soft, smooth waters running over the stone. Just as smooth and soft are your movements right now.
to letting go of doing things the right way or the perfect way. Listen into your body. The next time your spine is straight, stop there and again fold forward. Now you might want to use blocks here depending on your condition of the hamstrings. But take your right leg to the back, finding lunge here with your hands down, lifting through your chest. Right leg to the back, right hand to the front, thumbs moving up. And then draw a circle with this hand. You might move your legs back, so stretch the front legs, back leg is lifted or the heel is lifted, or you can lower it down if you feel good. And as you take the right hand down to the mat and forward, you bend the front knee again and keep moving. Getting the movement into your shoulder girdle there, not just your arm, but notice how you can move your shoulder, your hip as well. One more time. Get your hands down on the mat, step it back, down dog. And we're gonna focus on water in lots of different ways. Now picture it raining and let your heels there incorporate a little bit of rain. So quick, small movement, raindrops in your heels. You don't have to reach all the way down. Bouncing maybe a little bit. And take a deep inhale, stop your movements. As you exhale, lower down your heels towards the mat. Take one big breath in down dog. Look the front heel off, jump or walk to the top end of the mat. Fold forward again. As you lift your chest up, take your left leg and move it back. Toes on the floor. Let your hips sink down. Lifting up a little bit, opening up your body. All right, left leg back, left arm to the front. And again, just use a block underneath your right hand here, or take it to the inside of the foot if that's easier for you. Take the arms up overhead and back as you stretch the front leg somewhat. And bending the knee again, chest aligned with the floor. And keep moving and breathing. Maybe you incorporate your breath to inhale as you open up and exhale as you move back. Focusing on your shoulder. Might not stretch the arm all the way, and that's perfectly fine. 2 more times. Plant your hands down, step it back, down dog. And let's float into Vinyasa, which means plank. So soften your knees, let your shoulders lift through the shoulder blades there and come to the front of the mat. Engaging your thighs, maybe your shin a little bit away from your chest. Lower down on your knees or your toes, elbows by your ribs. And then of course lifting up. Your baby cobra, tuck the toes under if not already. Come into your down dog. One more time. Like a wave, move from the heels to the hip, to the shoulders as you come into your plank. Just breathe as you would need to. Toes and knees lower down, take your time. Cobra or up dog if you're up for it, with your knees down or with your knees off. And then down dog. Lift up your right leg all the way to the sky. And then bend it, draw it under the belly into the top end of the mat. Warrior two, so you turn the back foot around, heels somewhat aligned. Reach your arms out, align it with the floor. And we're gonna move again like a wave. So you soften your arms, move from side angle, peaceful warrior, forward and back. Don't overthink this posture or this way of moving. But please engage your core. And if you're up for it, you're welcome to move further back, but without being in competition with yourself or with somebody else. Do what feels good in your body. And then we're going to go for a triangle pose. So extend the front leg there. Take this hand off the knee and lean a little bit forward like you're kind of reaching out to something over there. So you're leaning forward. Take the other arm up overhead and have like a 90-degree angle in your arms somewhat. Then turn your torso so that your shoulders are aligned with the floor. Notice if it feels bad in the back leg or anything. So your hands now are reaching forward. Lifting the back heel off, again being mindful. Hands down, step it back, down dog. Optional floating vinyasa here again, like a wave to the top end of the mat. Slowly coming down. Cobra or up dog. Maybe you rolled over your toes as you move your way into down dog. Left leg lifted over, back, three-legged dog, and then to the top end of the mat, but not too fast. Turning the back foot around. Warrior two, once again, this time on the other side, of course. Gaze to the front. Feel the lift of the arch in the front foot. And the foundation, the earth here. And on the earth, the water is flowing. So again, use your spine, use your core. Moving forth and back and play with your arms. I get the picture of seaweed in my mind. When you look into a river, or at least where I live, I see this seaweed down that's like floating with a river. More in one direction than the other, of course, but still that softness. Maybe that's inspiring. And find warrior two, a version of triangle pose. So extend the front leg, keep your hips somewhat aligned with the heels. Front hand to the front, I lift my palm up and then reach forward like you're receiving something. The other arm directly up overhead, core involved. You can look down or look up, whatever you like. One more breath. Awesome. Now turn your shoulders this way, align it with the short end of the mat. Your arms reach forward like you want to hug somebody. Don't collapse
in your core. And then turn the back foot, see if you can keep your balance. Hands down, step back, down dog. Okay, and you can stay here and do this kind of waving forward to the plank. Gauge your fingers, shoulders moving forward on your fingertips. I'm coming a little bit out on my toes as I lower down. Lifting up, cobra or up dog. Down dog. Now gentle walk to the top end of the mat. Toes out, yoga squats. So you just stay on the mat, but I'll just move a little bit here. So sitting bones down towards the floor. If you want to sit up against the wall, you're welcome to do that. That will help you, especially if the feet can reach down. With your elbows kind of kicking at your knees a little bit. Broadening through your shoulders. Almost like this solar plexus, the sternum here. You can kind of lift it, make more space. Engage your thighs, slowly come up. See how much strength you can find in your legs. And you are probably standing at the top end of the mat. Take a breath or two. Mountain pose. Again, we're gonna soften and do some hopefully fun postures. Take your right leg up, bending your knee. Now, right leg up, left hand on the knee without crossing it. Take your left or your right hand back. Bending this right knee even further, we're gonna move into dancer pose. So now the hand is back there, ready to kind of reach the arch of the foot. Lean forward, how long you wanna go there. Letting go of the foot, still bending the knee even more, keeping it bended as you come up. This time, right hand on right knee, left arm out to the side, so kind of twisting to the other direction. Coming back, crossing over the hands. So repeating this, maybe a little bit faster. Bending the knee, going into dancer pose again, reaching the arch of the foot, leaning forward, gaze on the floor. Coming back, letting go, making sure the hip stays closed. Reaching up, this time right hand on the knee joint. Left hand back. One more time, switching the arms. Feel this in the standing leg maybe. Moving this leg back. Dancer pose. Letting go. Bending the knee up, right hand, right knee, left arm back. Coming back, letting go. Whew. Just stay for a moment. Feel the difference from left to right side. And let's do the same thing here on this other side. So really firmly grounding your right leg up, bending somewhat 90 degrees with your left leg. Right hand on the knee, tall spine. Bending your left knee further, taking it directly down. See if you can avoid taking the knee out to the side just for fun. I find that hard. I want to take my knee out. It's easier to reach instead of back. Dancer pose. Letting go. Again, bending the knee quite firmly. You feel your hamstrings really engaging on fire here. Left hand, left knee, right arm back. Hands switch place. And just the challenge of switching the hands here can be quite challenging. So we're moving into dancer pose, second time. Letting go, taking the knee directly underneath. Right hand goes back, left hand, left knee. Switching. Last time through, bending the knee, taking it back. Slowly moving back, left hand, the left knee, right arm out to the side. Coming back to center. Hands down, shake it out. Close your eyes and center yourself just for a moment. Open up your eyes and step your right leg back. Now, if your screen is in front here, in front of your mat, you can choose to do your wide-legged stand this direction. But I'm gonna do it that way. So you could choose, or just turn your mat, whatever works for you. It's a wide-legged stance here, and I have my toes pointing in so that my knee cap and my toes are somewhat in the same direction. Not pushing my knees back, but engaging my thighs. Take your arms out to the side. Going for a stretch to your right side. Coming back to center using your core. This time, twisting your shoulders, align it, in my case, with the short end of the mat. The hips stays where they are. Coming back, and the opposite side, leaning to your left side. Stretching your right side body, coming up again, arms aligned with the floor, moving your torso, the top. Let's do that a few more times. And again, you can soften. Think of the waters, maybe a beach. Twisting to the top end of the mat. Left side. Coming back. Twisting to your right side. One more time through. Coming back, side bend to your right. And then twisting to the left. Back to center. To your left side, twist, not twisting, just bending. Up again. Twisting right side. Awesome. Let go, turn the foot, step back with the feet, step back, down dog. Bending your knees, child's pose with some distance in between the knees, forehead on the mat if you're like, or you can stack your hands and put your forehead there if that's better. Coming into seat on the mat, deer pose. So I'll be turning, but maybe you're still facing that way. So you can take your right leg, the shin here, align it either with the short end of the mat or the long, depending on where you sit on the mat. Now the other leg, actually the thigh is aligned again with either the short or the long end. So these parts of our bodies are aligned as much as possible. Now, right leg is at the top here. Take your right arm overhead and lean to your left side. Now you might get some meat and fat and skin here in the way, but just smile at that. Open up your chest, maybe looking up. Trying to relax your legs. You're always welcome to put padding under wherever it feels comfortable, where you need it. Coming back. And this might feel a little bit as a version of pigeon pose. So you sit here, lean forward, you can take your hands further to the front. And lifting up again. Moving our leg around so we do the opposite side. So don't rush into this. I want you to sit in a way that feels good. Now you might feel like you want to lean over to that side, and that's also way easier than actually leaning to the right side that we're gonna move into. So just know that. Take this top shoulder, you can even reach down, move the shoulder back, looking up. And maybe picturing this water. If you have plants or trees or something in your garden or inside, you know that sometimes they need water to flourish and to grow. So is there any place in your life where you feel like you need that water to grow? And where you feel tired? Think of the side stretch, lean forward, staying with that thought though. Where do you need water? Where do you feel dried out? Sitting up again, making your way into a seat on the mat. Take your shoulders up, open up your chest. You move your chest to the front, cactus your arms. Then take your hands out to the side, thumbs pointing up, but then point them back, almost like you're pointing at somebody, and squeeze those shoulder blades together to make a stretch at your chest. And release. Now, you might choose to lay down on the mat. I would like to sit up just for 1 or 2 minutes of breathing and resting as we wrap up this class. So if you want to sit, find a comfortable seat on your mat or rest on the floor. Then you can actually take your palms, face them up, almost like this pottery with a flower in it, and maybe a picture a waterfall or whatever kind of water dripping, falling into the palms of your hands. Noticing that this water will not stop flowing. And maybe you can sense that the water nourishes your soul, your mind. Knowing that whenever you feel empty, fatigued, dried out, there's always the option of opening the palms and letting the water flow in. And maybe you let the water in your palms float out. Maybe open up your palms and kind of picture this water flowing out to the earth, to people around you. Being grateful for relationships you have. Grateful for the gift of life. And take a deep inhale. Exhale through your mouth. If you're resting, you move your fingers and feet. And slowly come into a seat, no rush, but I will finish this class. Thank you so much that you wanted to attend, and I hope that the water will flow abundantly into your life with nourishment and healing. Thank you so much.